Welcome to the Whole Barrel of Apples. We're here with a peach pruning lesson today. Unlike apples, peaches want to grow on new wood. So you're trying to get a lot of this pencil wood here. If it's the size of a pencil, it's going to be the best peach growing wood. If you see these buds like this stick is old, it's 2 years old. These buds are kind of dried up. They won't be the best for peach bearing. I'll get you a bud that looks good. These here, those are good peach buds. See how the wood is green and red? That means it's nice and healthy. This is a little too small because it's not quite the diameter of a pencil. So we would probably cut these off because you can only hold 2 peaches on there. What we do is when we thin peaches, if you take your hand and go like this, you want a peach here and a peach at the end, basically 6 to 8 inches apart. That'll give you about a 2.5 to a 3-inch peach. When we're pruning peaches, we want all these tall things to come out. If the new wood is as big as your thumb, it's too big. It has to come down. Peach trees grow 4 to 6 feet a year, and they need a lot of sun to make new buds. So if we let this go up, all the peaches will be way up here in the top of the tree, and then next year, all the peaches will be 6 feet higher than that. So pretty soon, within 3 or 4 years, your peach tree can become 12 to 15 feet high. That's way too high for us. We like to work from the ground. So now we'll start pruning these up and kind of have a before and after. Anything that's broken or dead like this, that has to come out. All these big thumb-sized pieces, they have to come out. You probably cut 2/3, maybe a little bit more of a peach tree. They really like to be cut. The more you cut them, the more new growth will grow the next year, and the more peaches you'll make. If you get tempted not to prune them hard because it looks like you have a lot of peaches one year, the following year you will end up with at least half the number of peaches. You cut out anything that looks dead. Peaches usually have a lot of dead wood on the inside of the tree because of shade. They do not like shade. When you're done, your peach tree should look like a big vase with 4 major limbs going out in a big V shape with nice green wood on the inside. We prune these now, and then in June we have to thin the peaches because, as you can see, every set of blossoms is at least 2 peach buds. If you get a nice set, that means you'll have, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, you'll have 50 peaches on this little limb. It can only hold 2, so you have to take all of them off except for 2. We cut this one here off. It's a little bit bigger than a pencil, which means what that's going to do is grow really tall this year and get the tree too high. Everywhere you make a cut, where I just cut that, I should have 2 or 3 buds come out next year, this summer. When they come out, that'll be next year's peach stick. So hopefully that'll grow from 1 bud to something this size that'll be a foot long and a pencil size around. These trees here are probably 15, 20 years old, 15 probably, close to the 15 years. So a peach tree, around here we say that usually 12 years is the peak. You'll have the best peaches between years 5 and 7. The size of the tree is nice. All the wood is usually growing well, and they just make nice peaches for the least amount of effort. After this, it's a lot harder to rein the tree in because it just wants to grow so hard. You have to cut off any of the tall branches that go way up. That branch is going to be at least 6-7 feet tall next year and above here, and that's just way too high for us. If you have good growing peach trees, it almost scares you how much is put on the ground. It looks like you're really just butchering them, but you have to. The homeowner, they usually won't cut theirs this hard because they don't want to lose all the peaches. And then they'll come back and say, my peach tree has all dead stuff in the middle. What happened? And basically, you just didn't let it have enough sunshine. They shade themselves out. Places like Georgia and California, they can get away with it because they have just more yearly sun than we do. What you're looking for is about 100 of those pencil-size sticks to the tree. If you get 100 of them on the tree, you put 3 to 4 peaches on each stick. 400 peaches to the tree. That's a pretty good mess of peaches. And that's what we're looking for. Because thinning is such a hard job, if you leave on a lot of little sticks, it's a lot easier to cut off the peaches than to try to thin them later. So by leaving good wood, but a limited amount of it on the tree, you get bigger peaches because the sooner you thin them, the better they grow. Yeah, these are way too tall. I probably left them last year because we were a little short on peaches, so I got greedy. Now I have to pay the piper. Any of this stuff going back into the tree, that's no good. That just shades out the center. Cut out these little ones here. Just doing nothing for you. The other thing about peach wood is it's very soft. So if you let a lot of weight get on the end, it bends down really easy. You end up with a lot of stuff in the grass. Now that's primarily the way we'll do the rough cuts. From here on out, I don't know if she can show this to you. We come along and we cut out all these little ones because they're not pencil size. So because they're not pencil size, we cut all that out. That's thinning off thousands of peaches in one shot without spending a lot of time thinning them. Because thinning peaches is you come out here and you peel off all the little fuzzy, like ping pong balls in June. That takes hours and hours. Nobody likes the job. It makes you itch. The peach fuzz is ridiculous that time of year. It'll make you itch really bad. Usually I get a hand pruner and do this because it's a lot sharper than my whoppers. All right, so that's the main idea. We'll just show you one broken limb over here. This is what happens if you don't thin them enough. If you don't thin out your peaches, what we did here was we let this grow, and it was too far away from the trunk of the tree. Had too many peaches on it. When we had that many peaches on it, then it splits and breaks. So we basically ruined that whole limb because we weren't disciplined enough to take out what we needed to. Can't really be afraid to cut them. They like it. Do a lot better with more cuts. Sometimes you can get some of this new shoots coming up in the middle. If your tree's getting tall and old, just cut it really hard. Leave a little bush on the end of each limb. That'll take the juice coming out of the tree and it'll give you a spot for that new stuff to shoot out. If you open up the tree, you'll get a lot of new growth off the old wood. The bark will split open and a bud will come out. Now what we'll do is we'll just give you a shot of our overall, how they look beforehand. So this is how the peaches look before you prune them. All that tall, I mean there's nice buds up there on that tall wood, but and this is how they're gonna look. When we're done, we'll take one more after shot when we're done with this row.